What's up, everybody? This is Ninja Burrito, and this is a little bit of a weird video. I wouldn't normally do a Halo achievement guide, but this one I saw a lot of people struggling for achievement hunters because this is a bugged achievement, and we're going to cover how to fix it. So this achievement is for Halo Infinite, and it is for the achievement Mixing It Up. To get the Mixing It Up achievement, let's go into it. You have to get at least one kill with every available weapon and grenade on the banished ship. So the banished ship is the first level of the game. So let's go over how to do that. We're going to take a 100% completed save. It doesn't have to be 100%, but I'll show you why you want to do this in the post game instead of your first time through the mission because of the bug and how to work around it. Now, I did not figure out this method. Other people have, and it took me a few tries to finally get it to work. And I'll show you what I did exactly to get it to work. So what you have to do is in Halo, hold on. So for example, let's say you load your game, right? This is my save file, so I'm going to load this one, yada, yada, yada. And then while that's loading, we're going to see that when the level starts, which we'll get to how to start the level in just a second. We're going to give it time to load. But you'll notice at the start of the level, when the level starts, I skip all the cutscenes, and you'll notice immediately it says saving checkpoint. This is the first critical point of the map. This is the first thing you're going for. So when you load up your save file, what you want to do, right, is open up the map. I'm going to go to FOB Kilo, right, and I'm going to fast travel to it. It doesn't have to be Kilo for this part, but I'm going to keep it Kilo to keep it consistent. And what you need to do is you need to give yourself some weapons. So you're going to activate this. You're going to go to, let's find it. You're going to get the what's it called? The Hydra, just the regular Hydra. And then you're going to get the Ravager. Oh, I don't know if I have the Ravager in here. Can you even spawn a Ravager? I don't know. So if you can't spawn a Ravager, what you can do is play through the level normally, kill the guy with the Ravager. There's one enemy with a Ravager. And hang on to the Ravager till the end of the level and then redo the level. That's one way. Yeah, I don't have a regular just Ravager. So you can't spawn in the Ravager. So what I did is I got the the Hydra. And the thing about the Hydra you want to know is that it has two forms of fire. That's going to be important. But once you do this, once you have your Hydra and then whatever weapon you want, you're going to start the mission. So come back up here to mission 1 up here and press X on the controller and click replay mission. Okay. Now, if you can get a Hydra or a Ravager another way and bring in both the Ravager and Hydra, you don't have to replay it through the whole level again, right? You won't have to do it twice. So if you know a faster way to get a Ravager, definitely do that. But once you skip in, blah, 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 you know, you have both weapons, right? You'll play through the level. There's one brute boss that absolutely has a Ravager. You can't miss him. You'll grab that Ravager, beat the level, and then come in here just like that. And you'll notice I carry my guns in. So if you end the mission with, Hydra and Ravager, then you restart it right away. You'll have both. And bada bing, bada boom. So your point is to get to this point with both the Ravager and the Hydra. Now, once you start the mission with the Ravager and Hydra, right? So when I pressed X, it said resume mission. For you, it'll be start the mission, right? You got to get to this checkpoint with both those guns. And then what you're going to do is instead of progressing with the achievement, you're going to go back to the map. And we're going to go back to FOB Kilo, okay? So once you get that checkpoint with both your guns, right, we're going back to FOB Kilo. I know, this sounds crazy. I know. Don't worry. It's all gonna make sense soon. I promise. It's all gonna make sense soon. All right. Once you're here, back at FOB Kilo, you come on down here, and there is our third weapon that tends to bug. And if you don't understand the bug, what happens is it sometimes doesn't spawn all the weapons and sometimes just doesn't give you the achievement even if it does spawn them all. And I think the reason for that is that it counts various types of kills differently. So I made extra sure to be very careful in the way I killed people to get this achievement. So find this plasma cannon, detach it, go into the map, come back up to the mission, Press X and resume mission. Okay, so at this point you have a Ravager as your secondary. I don't have it here because, you know, I already did this and I'd have to play through it in front of you again and I forgot. But I have a Plasma Cannon, a Ravager, and a Hydra. So what I ended up doing is I take the Hydra Cannon. Well, I can show you this in the footage at this point, right? So let me show you. So this is me loading into the mission, saving progress, and then we do the fast travel that I just covered with you, right? We get the, let me skip ahead here. We get the Plasma Cannon, and then we resume the mission, okay? Once we resume the mission, at this point, you have the Plasma Cannon. We're going to do multiple things here to absolutely guarantee the achievement. The first thing we're going to do is kill someone with the Plasma Cannon, just outright. So there's a grunt over here. We're going to shoot him with it. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to drop the Plasma Cannon, because I don't know how the triggers and the flags for tracking this achievement work. So we're going to pretend that it only counts it if you pick up the weapon in the mission. I don't think that's true, but we're being extra careful. So I drop the Plasma Cannon, I pick it up, and I kill another grunt. All right, Plasma Cannon's done. We've killed both grunts the only way you can. At this point, I'm going to find a Plasma Pistol, and I'm going to drop my Hydra and pick it back up, swap to my Ravager, do the same thing, just in case, and then we're going to grapple all the way up here. Now, the thing to note is what we're going to do is I'm going to do a regular just shoot button of the Ravagers, just a regular shot. And you'll notice that because of the colors, it's hard to tell if we actually got the hit marker for killing that guy. And then with the Hydra, in this like horizontal form, see, I'm going to kill these guys as well with the Hydra, right? So we get some deaths. Now, the thing that I want to be wary of is that sometimes these gas canisters on the back of these enemies explode, and I think that can kill other grunts and maybe even themselves, as well as this explosive barrel that was on the left could have killed them as well. But we're basically what we're doing is trying to get a kill with the Hydra in both its firing forms, making sure that it's not a gas canister explosion or an explosive barrel explosion that could ruin the achievement, right? So I'm going to consider this as like, okay, we came in here, we fired a regular shot with this. Now we're going to go to the other form, the tracking missile mode, and make sure we get a kill with this version as well. There's a third grunt down here that we're going to come and you do that on. So I see here, I wait for it to lock on, and I get the kill with the X. Now with the Ravager, you can actually get a kill by charging it all the way up and shooting and having the puddle kill someone. So just to be extra sure, I'm charging this up to maximum capacity and letting it kill a grunt that way as well. So now we've done everything we possibly can for these weapons. So now we want to get new weapons to get the achievement with. So we're going to come down here and we're going to pick up the battle rifle, and we're going to pick up the, I think the pistol. We'll see. We'll see. I don't really remember. So the battle rifle is back here. I think this crate does move at some point, so you don't want to take too long getting it. Otherwise, it'll be hard to get a battle rifle in this mission. There's one more somewhere, but I struggle to find it, so I always go for this one. And then I think we're going to do what for our second weapon? I don't remember. The pistol, right? The sidekick. So there's a sidekick over here by the first grunts we killed. We're going to grab that. All right, so we have the pistol. We have the battle rifle. You can come up here. Whee! And up here. And we're going to just make sure we get a kill with the battle rifle. Headshot, no explosions around it, no gas explosion. And it's very slowly kill with the pistol there. This is on easy difficulty, by the way. And I have no skulls on. Some people say that you can have skulls and no problem. Some people say otherwise. I think it's just part of the bug. It doesn't really matter. It's either going to bug or not bug, right? Going to come down here and grab the assault rifle. And then going to come up here and grab the bulldog. So the bulldog shotgun. All right, we're almost done with this first room, I promise. I know it's been very thorough. We just really want to make sure we don't get a bugged achievement because it's a pain in the ass to do this like over and over again, trying to figure it out. So again, just be very deliberate with your kills. We're going to come in here and I'm going to aim down and shoot that guy, get the X, and then shoot this guy. He does explode, so I'm going to kill another guy with the assault rifle. And notice how I like shoot in the body and the legs to make sure he doesn't explode when he dies, just to be sure. So I did that. Now I'm going to pick up the mangler, shoot him in the body, just make sure he doesn't explode. Grab the plasma pistol, going to do the same thing, very just careful with our kills. And now, finally, we're going to save this guy and we're going to go grab the needler. It's the last weapon in this first section. The needler is a very curious weapon because it can super combine and kill someone or just flat out kill them without super combining. And I think part of the bug might be related to a super combine versus non-super combine kill. Not sure entirely. So what I did here, just to be sure, is I shoot just a few needles in this guy and I wait for the needles to disappear so that he doesn't super combine. I know that sounds really annoying, but I was so tired of trying to do this so many ways, and that was one thing that I did on the run that worked. So you'll notice I'm just chasing this grunt around. I saved needler for last, saved grunt for last. I'm trying to make sure he doesn't pop like a balloon animal, right? Look at all this stuff sticking out of him. Wait for it to disappear. Shoot him a little bit more. And then, look, he dies without an explosion. Then we're going to be, just to cover our asses, we're going to get a super combine kill as well on this next brute. So I just load him up, he explodes, and now we've done everything possible with the needler, the mangler, the ravager, the hydra, everything you can think of for all these weapons. But we're not done yet, because with the grenades, we also want to be a little bit particular, just in case it's picky about grenades. So these enemies don't really matter. I'm going to kill them, and I'm going to debunk a myth. Some people say you can't get this achievement unless you don't die. I'm going to die here just to make sure that we can, in fact, get the achievement through a death, and I promise you that you can. So I die here. We're going to skip ahead. So we're back after the explosion. This time we don't explode. And again, we're just killing these enemies just, to give it more chances to be thorough, but really you shouldn't need to do it. But since it's so buggy, there's no harm in trying. So again, killing these bruisers. Now, what's going to be tricky is the grenades. I think that the grenades have also multiple ways to kill an enemy, such as when it sticks them versus when it doesn't stick them. I don't know if it registers that differently, so I'm going to just be extra thorough and do as many ways to kill enemies as possible. We'll take up the plasma carbine here as our next weapon. And again, I'm just going to be very thorough with this as well. Like, I'm done taking chances. I'm done dealing with this bug. We're just going to make sure we get this stupid achievement. So I'm going to shoot him in the legs, make sure, that we get that X from killing them. It's very hard to notice, so I'm just going to kill lots of them. And I'm not going to melee. I also did not melee a single enemy on this run, just to make sure, because melees don't matter. And then there's these guys where I'm like, okay, whatever. We're going to swap to the needler and just deal with them, right? And again, just wanting to make sure we're thorough with that carbine, I kill him as well. All right, so moving through the elevator, we're going to skip ahead because, it takes a while. Blah, 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 blah. Get to the top of the elevator. And in the top of the elevator room, there are frag grenades, right? So frag grenades can only really kill things one way, and that is to blow up enemies. So I'm going to kill as many enemies with frags in this room as possible, just to make sure it gets as many chances as possible to actually trigger. So I'm blowing everybody up, and there's always that chance that, like, maybe a gas canister on a grunt got credit for the kill or something. I don't know. So I'm going back and I'm just picking up more frags, and I'm really making sure you die, and you die too. Boom. It just is what it is. Being thorough. So in here, we got some more frags here. Don't really want them. There's a pistol on the table if you missed that. But we're gonna blast through most of these enemies. We just want a few so that we're not taking too much damage. Bloop, blop, bloop, bleep, bloop. And we're gonna grab these spike grenades here. And now here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get a stick with a spike grenade first, and then we're gonna get a proximity kill with a spike grenade. Right? So there's the stick. He's dead. Now we're going to throw a spike grenade near an enemy and have it kill them without sticking them, just to be thorough. So there's more spike grenades in this area. I'm going to throw it near them. And looks like it killed that one, so hopefully that does the trick. And then we're going to... Oh, I do end up meleeing a guy. Oh, my bad. Well, punch that guy in the face, grab another grenade, maybe for some more opportunities. And so I wasn't really too convinced on that jackal getting killed, so I'm going to throw another one at this grunt. Oops, that's a frag grenade. I'm going to throw another one at this grunt just to make sure it kills him from a distance like that. And then with the plasma grenades, that's the only thing left in the level to kill anything with. I want to get a sticky first just to be thorough. I'm going to stick an enemy with it, and that's actually what's going to pop my achievement right there. And as you can see, mix things up pops for me down here. I was going to also try throwing grenades near an enemy without actually sticking them for the plasmas, if the achievement didn't pop there, but it did. I probably tried this 4 or 5 different times, guys, and I probably tried it 3 different ways. with those attempts, and this just happened to be the run. It was the most thorough run. It was the most careful run. It was the most repetitive run, and that got me the achievement. So hopefully that helps you get your achievement. There's not a lot of videos out on how to do this with it being bugged, so I hope this helps. But until next time, this is Ninja Burrito. I'll be back to Ninja Gaiden content. You know, I've been doing a lot of gaming lately, so I'll see you guys. Bye.